Well, we're up and at it again. Good morning on January something, the third week. And this is the Up and In It, guys. This is me, and I'm checking in on you to see how you're doing and bringing you guys today an update. Hey, I'm doing a series on these. I need some feedback from you guys to find out what you guys like and don't like, or even just to like, man. It's a lot of work to do these things, but I love doing it, and I'm going to do them anyway. But yeah, this is alternative lifestyle design update, things that I'm working on, things that I'm doing that might be of interest to you guys. And let's jump into it. Driving my way to work in my 7.3 liter diesel truck here on this lovely freezing Sunday morning. And we've got we got ice. We got ice all over the fucking place. Adult content, damn it. I always got to get that out first. Adult content, sorry about that. You got your kids. But yeah, I do these things because I think they're of interest to you guys. And well, let's do the opening show here. What the heck? We're putting the cart behind in front of the horse. 5 o'clock this morning came way too early, guys. I'm still not I'm not bright yet, and I don't drink coffee. Don't drink coffee. All right, welcome to another edition of Up and In It. I'm your host, Adrian Babashoff, and if you're new here, welcome as well. And if you're wondering what the show is about, it's dedicated to creating an alternative lifestyle design that improves quality of life for both people and for the planet, exploring alternatives to the daily grind through liberation and independence, moving you from surviving to thriving and living life. Rah! All right, let's get into it. The kids. I'm opening up with the kids and money. So we got some stuff here. My oldest daughter, I'm paying her to go on this 10-day field trip with her school. She goes to a charter school, a private school. And yeah, I've got to pay for the whole thing. $850, man. After $8,000 of my dog passing away on me, trying to save her life, getting hit this year, and we're going to move into that here, coming up with the financials pretty soon here at the end of this, towards the end here. But yeah, so what I figured in is my daughter's 13 years old. She's not the special needs one. Those of you who follow me, I've got two. I've got a 13-year-old, and then we have a special needs 11-year-old. And damn, time flies. It's an 06 and I got me an 08, all right? Well, the 06er, in order to get her familiar with money, as I told her, I said, well, why don't we do this? Why don't every time you're doing chores, right? Because the whole thing for me is to get her to be responsible. But I think that the lesson in parenting is kind of difficult for most people. We don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But the thing is, the point of life for these little chitlins, these little poop bags, is to get them ready for life. And I think the most significant way is to get them to learn themselves, to actually identify with things, put them into practice, and then put them into use however it fits them. You see, we're all different people, right? We all think differently, we have different needs. But the point is, like, one of my biggest ones for my kids is how to manage money. So the idea with her is that every time she does a chore, it's worth money. There's two ways we're doing this. I told her. I said, I want you to taste trading your time for money, which is an hourly wage, which in my book really sucks, because it doesn't matter how hard you work or how low you work, how slow, you still get paid the same. And that's what we're doing right now, is that method. But I told her, I want to switch this out for you. Doing each job is worth, say, $5. Doing the dishes, sweeping the floors, things like that nature, so that they all add up. Two keys here is that she gets to see the amount of money that she's making towards whatever it is that she wants. You see, I don't just give my kids anything, especially the special needs. She's got some cordless microphones coming. Normally we don't buy junk like that, but she got a gift card, and the special needs loves microphones, and she's excited. She's tearing to get to them. But they both equally do chores. I think this gives her financial responsibility too, to where if there was something she wanted, she's given. With this particular one, we can't. We're cemented in. We already prepaid for the trip. But anything else, moving on forward, it's up to her to have that money to be able to spend on whatever it is that she wants. If she don't have her money, she don't get what she wants. So I think that's what Confucius, the knife is sharp. You don't know until you actually get cut, and then you're like, wow, that knife is sharp. So it shifts the responsibility from the parent to the child. The other thing I can see is that, I forgot what my other thing was, that we need to get memory pills here. Oh, the other thing is the responsibility, as I told her, is that if you don't do your chores, and the money's stacking up for, say, something I already prepaid, like this trip, then you owe me money. That means you got to do something completely extra for me beyond doing the dishes, washing the toilets, and sweeping the floor. You owe me like $5 because I spent my money. Your money's your money, my money's my money. So I think it's a really good deal there. Something to consider taking a look, I think, even with ourselves as adults, because adults really have problems budgeting, I think, and the mentality of making money and what's fair, what's not. I think at an early age, the sooner we do this, the better. But if you're even older, it's not too late to act your wage, grow up. So my special needs kid, I wanted to move on, was the act of chores. I think this goes with adults too. So there's a big problem in my house that for those of you who do have special needs or know of somebody with special needs, you should definitely check out the glass child. Glass, glass, like a broken glass. And basically what a glass child is somebody who's not being given attention to because of a special needs kid. The special needs kid takes a lot of time. That's the way it's got to go. But the glass children are the older ones or younger ones that don't have the attention, and they end up suicidal, and it's horrific. So getting my daughter, my special needs daughter, the 08er, into doing chores, it's very difficult with somebody who's kind of handicapped. And they've never been exposed to those type of things. Unfortunately, they're, well, we won't say the other what happened. I think you guys get the picture. But now we're trying to shape stuff up and get things rolling. And so what the idea is that I unfold all my socks. I put them inside out. And then I have my daughter, I sit down with her and we do a few. And I say, look at this sock. This doesn't look right, does it? It needs to be folded. So that's her little chore of doing the clothes. And there's many other chores, like just basically, last night we made Indian food and it was her just dumping the rice into the boiling water. And just that act, she loves doing it. We're making fresh squeezed juices. And I cut the carrot tops off and I hand it to her. She sticks them in the pipe and pushes the presser down. And she gets a kick out of it. So a lot of things she screws up, but it's about getting her familiar with just doing chores and also getting her confidence up. And I think a lot of us as adults don't have the confidence. And the way to do that is, like everything in this world, your body, your mind, your soul, your creativity, everything is a muscle. And by her doing these things, just the act of doing them, even if she's not getting them done right, it's getting her familiar. It's the first, as they say, baby steps. And I think that we should all take a look at whatever we're doing, just like my daughter Violet is doing, trying real hard to do chores. And take that first initial step. You will never know until you open the front door and put one foot in front of the other. So the other thing she taught me is I'm the smart one. My monkey ape mentality. When I'd unfold my socks, right, there'd be the wad in the toe area, and I'd just sit there and smack it across my knee like a gorilla trying to get some ants out of an ant nest. My daughter just stuck her little hand. Granted, I have these big old giant banana grabbers. I'm 6'4", for those of you who don't know. My hand does not fit in jars, nut cups, anything. I'm handicapped. But she just stuck her hand and ripped them inside out faster than I could do mine. And I just looked and I said, you taught me something. And her eyes lit up. And I think that's another lesson off the notes I have here, is that if you adults, especially you older people, think that you got everything figured out and you can't learn something from other people, even a special needs kid, you fucking got something else coming, man. You got something else. You are missing out on life because everybody has something they can teach you. And you should not be as bold or as arrogant to think that you've got everything fucking figured out, because none of us do. We may have a lot, but I don't know. This special needs kid is a blessing in disguise for me, guys. She teaches me so many lessons. Unbelievable. Moving along here, juicing, the alternative lifestyle design. We're introducing the pure, maybe I shouldn't say that. I might get in trouble. I don't know how these things work. But it's a $2,500 juicer, guys. And I've been thinking about this thing for years. That's what I practice, what you preach, is think about things before you buy them. How essential is it? ROI, we're going to talk about that here coming up shortly. What is the return on investment? Why would you spend something? Well, is it worth it? And I just told myself, I've already got a juicer. I've got one of those just one stage juicers where you just push everything in, but it doesn't give you all the juice out of it. It leaves a lot, like up to 15 to 20% is stuck in the pulp. Whereas this juicer, this $2,500 one, it emasculates it. It grinds up all the vegetables and fruits and stuff, and then it has this press that it just hydraulically gets every little nook and cranny and everything out, and you get that much more juice. The ROI, the return on investment, is I'm investing in my health. And that's one of the things I kind of forgot along the way was, one of the best things that a human being could do for themselves is to start juicing raw vegetables and fruits. And if you're one of those, like some of the people I know who say, it's got all the sugars, it's bad for you, I'm going to stand on the side of the fence of the Gerson therapy, where they have 95% success rate of healing people. I've been saying that one lately a lot, but it bears repeating. And she's got results. And as she said, it's not all just sugar. There's actually the fiber and everything is still in the juice. And to leave you guys with this, why it's so significant in my life, and I believe it is for yours as well, is that you can drink a fucking giant 10-pound salad, like a giant salad. I would fill half of a kitchen table into a 2-quart mason jar. And it's already, you don't have to chew it, nothing, you drink it, and it's very fast. This is the most easiest, especially in a hustle life, because that's what I'm in, the hustle right now. That's the simplest way to keep yourself healthy and keep everything rolling. And I believe in saving money, because it is expensive, yes, to juice, unless you juice like me, get things such as celery, apples, and carrots, and things that keep very well and are also very cheap. In contrast to buying salads, if you're in the organic realm like me, or you pick your own stuff, it goes bad within 2-3 days. The juice, you can juice, it'll last up to 3 days, 4 days, depending, but you can juice mass quantities. And instead of throwing salads away, I consider a juice a day is a salad. Then you can go on and do whatever the hell you want to do. So definitely an ROI. Prepaid yearly expenses. I've talked about this one before. For those of you guys who don't know, this is my 6th year in a row with mini retirements. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a mini retirement this year. I hope so. But one of my other dreams, my aspirations, has been to get all the money I need for the year, the pre-year. So meaning cell phone, food, car, gas, rent, everything. All of my bills. I want to have everything done a year in advance so I don't have to think about it anymore. Can you imagine that? The amount of stress that's alleviated from you just because everything's already pre-planned out. Yes, there's some variable expenses. There's fixed expenses like rent and medical and DMV, whatever. But there's variables like gas and groceries and things of that nature. But as long as you use Excel spreadsheet or Apple's numbers like I do, and you keep yourself under budget, it's completely possible. And it's up to you to grow up, just like I said with my daughter. Spend all your money, your year's supply or not. So in addition to having a year's supply of emergency funds, I think this year, I'm hoping by May-ish, in the next couple months, I may make my money to have for the rest of the year. And I may have to keep working, but the point, I just wanted to know if it was accomplishable. And I think we may do it, and I want to keep you guys informed on that. And how am I doing it, you may ask? I think that it's strategic, and it's a lot of work, guys. You really got a budget. And look at Sunday morning, no traffic, by the way, which sucks because I'm going to get to my job a little earlier and I have to cut the podcast short, but it's getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning on this wonderful January Sunday 2020, where everything's iced over and doing things you really don't want to do. But the payoff, I would like to end with that on this note, is that if I can get a year prepaid, pre-built up, and then next year just keep this ongoing for hopefully the rest of my life, I believe that the time and the magic of mind, as I speak all the time, will present itself. Will not present itself, I made it that way. Things are going to come to me that I've never thought of before. If anything else, just to be able to relax and sleep knowing that everything's covered. So really high ambitious plans, and I think it might happen. Excited to share that with you guys. Human Up experience. The Human Up experience. You guys, I say this at the end of my show. Human up. Fuck cowboy up, man up, woman up, whatever. Human up. And what's happened to me in my life, many of areas, especially on this particular job I just finished up now, is that my clients, by treating them like human beings and actually just talking about them, or talking to them and caring about them, not being a salesperson, we end up being friends. Like, they were like, we like having you around, we're sad to see you go. What a fucking compliment. And then on top of that, I had to take my daughter with me. That's the hustle, to go for a roof inspection and stuff on that particular roof. So my daughter was sitting in my truck, and I had to explain to my clients I can't work on certain days, and I can only work partial hours. I can't work a full 8 hours because I'm a single dad with a special needs kid. So I introduced them to her, and they made her bread, guys. The guy's got a bread maker, and he made one loaf. We made French toast out of it. It's applesauce, cinnamon, raisin bread. And we made, me and my daughter made some, what do you call that, French toast out of it. And she was just so delighted. The bread was hot and stunk up. My truck smelled so good. He went and made a second one on the last day. And these people wanted the Violet's Gardens, the biodegradable container gardening business that I'm building, which we're going to talk about next, I think. They're the first, they're like, we're in, man, we're in. We're already your clients. We're going to show up. So just the feeling of community, about humaning up, is such... There's such beauty, guys. There's such awesomeness, and it could be done in business and anything. I believe totally in business that by humaning up is the way you're actually going to crush it, because people don't trust people. We all think that we're all lying to each other. And when you human up and you act like you're the person's friend, or you be the person's friend, and it comes with the confidence. I think that's the secret to my sauce and my sales is like, look, I don't care if I get this job or not. I got plenty of other stuff to do. I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you over and over again. Here's the spiel, here's the price, take it or leave it. I'm completely honest, and it usually sells. It works. Not all the time, I'm not going to claim that, but I make really good money, guys, and that's how I do it, by humaning up. But also I think I'm winning in my life by humaning up, because you find friends and you find beauty in life in this fucked up world that we think's fucked up. But if we all took that philosophy, and I think that's mine. I've never heard that anywhere else. Human up. I hope so, because it's a really awesome one, and I think you should consider utilizing that philosophy. So let's move on to the next one. Back to complete clutter, motherfucker. You guys, that's why it just keeps. I understand how you guys are working. It's just as hard, if not harder than I am. I don't know if I doubt it harder, dude. I don't know how much harder I can work, but you get in the hustle, man, and I've left my whole place go to clutter. My truck right now, those of you watching, let's just take a look at the back seat. This hurts. Those of you who are watching, you guys, by the way, see all that paperwork on the back seat? Look at this. Look at that. All right, back to me, the ape face over here. You guys can check this out. You know, you can watch this podcast on YouTube too, live, right? Check it out there. That's where I post all of them. So if you want to see my ugly mug, see me sit and feel like you're sitting in my fucking truck, go ahead and do so. It's up and in it. But guys, yeah, the clutter. My whole house looks like my back seat right now. Not my entire house, but things have definitely slipped by. My trailer with my tools. I've been so busy working on the new spin farm business, working on the internet marketing, the roofing business, and taking care of stuff and grieving for my dog. And so I just let everything go to hell, man. There's just piled nickels and quarters everywhere. And the clutter's back, and the clutter sucks. It really, psychologically, I think, really fucks up your day. I think fucks up your life. If you spend your whole life doing this kind of thing, I think it could really mess with you. And we got to stay on top of it. And that's one of my goals, my New Year's resolutions. I have many. Or my resolutions for life is to get that clutter under control and get some sort of a better system in my house. So yeah, I told you guys in episode 1 that I want to talk about the bad stuff too, not just all the good stuff. This ain't about showing you my $101 bills I got fucking that I'm throwing out the window, you know. It's about the hard stuff and the good stuff, the good, bad, the ugly, so you guys get a clear picture. Nobody's life's fucking perfect. There's always room for improvement, and that's definitely what we're doing and what we're about. So moving on to the spin farm is almost here, guys. We're waiting on this community. They're called Evo Emerald Village. They got 9 acres. They have this place is awesome. We're waiting for them to vote because it is an intentional community. They have to all vote. There's many families living on this property, and it's just in Sunnyside, northern San Diego County, California. Place with high taxes but plenty of sunshine. But yeah, I am completely, as they say back in the 90s, I'm stoked. I'm excited. It's this Thursday. We should know whether it's a yes or a no, and that's what we'll be setting up our 15 by 20 foot greenhouse, and we'll definitely start getting some footage for you. I invented this thing. I'll talk briefly about it because I don't have much time. Is that they're running on well water too, by the way, so I don't think I have to pay for water. Just throw some chips in for electricity for the well pump. But there's this cloud net system, and for those of you who don't know, it's basically a net that captures all the moisture in the air and makes droplets to fall down captures the moisture. Well, this is going at the peak of my greenhouse, and the moisture is going to get trapped by the cloud net. That's going to drizzle down the whole incline of the roof into a gutter system, which is going to feed that into giant totes or 55-gallon drums. And I'm really excited about this feature on there. I think it's going to give me some really good YouTube content. Why am I doing this? Because the well water here is really salty. Water in general, public waters has chlorine and chloramine. And when these things evaporate, they turn to salt. And that's what's happening with a lot of our soils. You can basically see it when you drive into a city. You look at some pine trees or wood fences and you see all the white stuff. It's just like bleached by the chlorine and the salts. So what the point of getting the rainwater and the cloud nets is to rinse off my soil because that's pure water without any salts. And what that'll do is rinse out a lot of the salts to keep an equilibrium there so we don't get too salty, because then it restricts plant growth. And yeah, it could become a problem, especially when you're doing a container, when you're containing soil and working with not letting it go. It's in containment. Yeah, you gotta. It's confined, and we need to definitely balance that out. Super stoked though, guys. That's going to free me. What I'm hoping to do is to be able to go maybe a little bit more full time with this podcast because of this my spin farming operations, but also to quit the construction industry so that I can take care of my daughter, because we are moving to that point where it could happen at any time. We keep getting scares and things happening with the mother of my special needs daughter, and I want to be able to take care of her full time. I may have to take care of her full time, and this will afford me a job to do with her in tow while giving back to my community and creating awesomeness for the world, the ecosystem, the earth, the people, everything, the animals, the insects. And I think it's one of my greatest works as of yet. So super excited. That's what it means to me. And I want to take you guys on that journey with me. So stay tuned and I will let you know how that goes. What do we got here? The spin farm. So now we're going to talk about dealing with difficult clients. This is what happened to me day before yesterday. This system that I have with my business, I think can be done with people, with any kind of business, with your goals. And here's how it goes. I've got some clients that I run into every once in a while because we are dealing with the rich, out here. So some of them are retired and they're little bitches, guys. I don't mean to say that, but they're difficult. I've been postponed on this particular job like 4 times, and they just called me the other day. Everything was set to go, and then they said, well, we decided we don't want you to be here. We're not feeling too well. Come next week. And I'm like, okay, fine. So the name of the game, I can get all pissed off, right? But what I've learned in my business is that I have about 5 to sometimes up to even 10 jobs. Like, I'm booked up. I got plenty of other clients that I could switch to in that day. They're all waiting on hold. And what I tell these people is when they get finicky like that, I tell them, well, okay, I'll get back to you when I'm able. You were moved on the list from number 1 to probably number 5. So I have to finish and start and keep things going. It's not fair that I could just start, whatever, playing with your schedule. I'll be there when I say I'm going to be there. And having extra things in your life, I think, to not like having extra money in the bank and things of that nature, always having new things, new ideas. One fails, you jump onto the next idea. That's kind of what I'm experiencing with these clients. Is like, it's no skin off my neck. I'm still making money. If I have employees, they're still working. Everything rolls and it's business as usual. And I think that's super important. And I think that so many people are so half-assed and so full of shit that to depend on them, especially when it comes to your money or your creativity or anything going on, anything in the way, they are definitely going to be in your way. You better damn well have plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like I do. Figure that stuff out so that your ball keeps rolling and doesn't get blocked. So that's what I got, guys. I'm almost at my job. Damn Sunday. Well, I think we did make it about 25 minutes, it looks like, almost. Damn, I love talking to you guys. I love sharing this message. I hope you like it too. I need you guys to please comment. Let me know what you guys think. It fires me up. It really boosts my creativity. I could do it with or without, but it's just really nice to know that you guys are out there. So, I should say, Ruba Fox, you're the Fox, babe. You're the awesome. That was the number 1, a scrapping dude. You're another one. And a Matthew something. Matthew, I'm sorry I didn't get your name. I wrote it down here, but dude, thank you for the comments. Thank you guys all for showing up and doing your thing and being a part of this. I hope this thing goes long term. If you guys want it to go long term, please interact. Please let me know how I'm doing for you, and what I can do better, and what you guys are interested in. So with that, that's the show. I'm at my job Sunday morning here. Time to get to work, and hey, we'll see you guys soon. So, let's close it up. Check out the podcast at Apple's podcast, at Spotify. There's the YouTube, as I mentioned. I think I might do some rapid Q&A extra stuff that you ain't gonna find anywhere else on the private YouTube, or I'm sorry, the Facebook group site, which is up and in it. There's Instagram, TikTok, and all that. I'm trying to spread everything out to where you get different stuff there. So you guys, with that, go out there and have yourself a near-life experience. Human up. Don't lose your muchness. Carry on the fire. Live it, love it, own it, and bone it, my friends.